What's up, everybody? It's that BS guy coming at you, and this is one of those niche videos about dating post-bariatric. Now, excuse me. This is a common question that you get whenever you talk about, having a bariatric surgery. So, let me expand on that. If I go out or if I talk with friends and they don't know, or someone new finds out, like, oh, you had weight loss surgery? What, how has that affected everything? How's your social life? How's your dating life been? And initially, there's two answers to this. One is a general answer, which I will answer, and then the other is my unique situation. Okay? So the general answer is that, first of all, bariatric surgery is not a dating thing that dating should be something that is a benefit of bariatric surgery, like the expansion of, but it should not be the main reason why you have bariatric surgery. You will look better, you will look healthier, you will have a little more energy, maybe a lot more energy, but it also brings up some other issues that I have personally discovered, and that I know a lot of other people who've had bariatric surgery have discovered as well. So I'm going to talk about those before I get to my own unique situation. So this is very general, but when you do get bariatric surgery and you start to show better, okay? So I'm not talking about 1 month, 2 months, 3 months right after bariatric surgery. I'm talking about maybe 6 months, 7 months, where you've dropped, on average, probably around 30 to 50 pounds, depending on who you are, maybe more, depending on the type of surgery you've had, and it's really starting to show up for you. You are going to then start to notice people who've never given you the time of day are starting to be like, hey, what are you up to? How have things been? Like, yay, And let me tell you, it's flattering. Okay, first of all, the initial reaction, at least what I had, was, oh, hey, I'm pretty now. That's cool. That's cool, man. Thanks. So, what that means is that you have people reaching out to you, who have already known you, already known who you were, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, hey, now you're looking pretty. You're now good enough for me, or at least I'm curious enough to see if this is something that I want to pursue. Look, I'm not telling you how to live your life. If it's been that one person who you've always had a crush on and you just want to mark them off your list, do your thing, okay? Whether that means dating them or other. But what I will also say is be careful, because, for both men and women, I would say this is probably something women should look out for a little bit more. When you start getting into that, I'm looking hotter or I'm looking better than normal type of level of attraction, you might just become part of a list, or you might just become someone to kind of bounce through. And I'll just be real, when you've been a big person most of your life, that your self-esteem is probably not where it should be. The confidence level about what you deserve to have for yourself probably isn't where it will be at the end of your journey. And so I caution you to not just give in to people because they're giving you attention. If it's something you want, by all means, you do you and have fun with that and go get them. But from me to you, please don't fall into the trap of just letting yourself be taken advantage of. I hate to use that word because I don't think it really is 100% accurate, but for the lack of time, I'll just say that it is easy to fall into the ploy of having that lower self-esteem confuse you into thinking that, oh wow, this person really does care about me. No, they've known you for a long time. They just now think that you're good enough for them at this point. Now, with that being said, you're going to also run into some self-doubt when you meet new people, because the new people only see you who you are now, and they don't really know what you've gone through or what you've done in the past to really warrant it. So it's a kind of like a catch-22. It's like, even with the old people, you're running into this issue. With new people, you don't know if they would be still acting the same. So it kind of plays with your mind a little bit. You know, we're doing our best to get ourselves healthy and looking better and being the right way, but at the same time, you still kind of have all these self-doubt mechanisms that go into all of these things, and it's best not to focus on them too much and not to dwell on them too much, because you're just going to get yourself sunk in quicksand emotionally that way. My suggestion is, if you are going to be looking at someone to date, or at least start to date, is maybe find somebody who treated you well, maybe not romantically, but treated you well even when you were bigger. You know, didn't treat you with disrespect, wasn't afraid to hang out with you, really took the time to talk to you and get to know you, who you really were, and actually built a emotional connection with you. And let me tell you, that's the boat that I fell into. You know, there was this girl that I worked with. We didn't start out anything romantic. We got to know each other on a professional level first, and then, you know, through happenstances of her changing work environments and no longer being a coworker, then we started talking a bit more romantically, or a bit more personally, and found out, hey, you know, this could be a thing that really works. And this was all the while I was transitioning. Like, when I was making all those videos back, even when I made that alcohol video on week 8 after my surgery, she was part of my circle, but we weren't talking romantically. We weren't in that kind of zone. And only after she transitioned out of my company did we actually start to get closer. And, you know, now we're officially together, and I'm not worried about what she thinks of me, because obviously I'm to a certain point. I care about her opinion, but she has seen me she's literally seen me at my biggest, and then has seen me transition to now, and she's always treated me with respect all the way through that. And so that's something that means a lot more to me than, you know, finding some new person that, you know, is XYZ attractive or whatever. And mind you, I will just say this girl is mind-blowingly attractive to me. So, you know, I don't know if there's anybody that could probably be prettier or more beautiful inside and out than this person. And hopefully one of these days I can get her to come on the channel, and so y'all can meet her. But for right now, just know that she is number one in my book, and I'm extremely excited for where this possibly could go. But the idea here is that for those of you out there that are getting the surgery or have had the surgery and they're trying to navigate this whole single life post-surgery thing, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a little wonky. You're going to find people throwing themselves at you occasionally, and then you're also going to find people that, you know, are still hard to get but are actually accessible. So do with it what you will. But what I don't recommend is ever lying about what you did and who you are as a person. And I know talking about bariatric surgery is sometimes a bit difficult, because to some people it seems like you just gave up and you didn't do it the right way or didn't do it naturally. But I mean, we don't get to this point, and anybody who's in this boat or has had bariatric surgery, I think will understand what I'm about to say. We don't get to the point of having surgery just on a whim, okay? Yeah, it kind of comes into your mind, like, you know, maybe that could be a last-ditch resort or whatever it may be, but it's not something that we're like, you know what I want to do? I want to have surgery that could possibly be life-threatening because I want to lose some weight. That really isn't the thing that happens right at the beginning. We get to this point in our weight journey where it's like we're either diet's not sustaining us, or it's impractical, or like me, it just was ridiculous, like to maintain any sort of reminiscent normal weight, like just the way the biologic, like my biology was, like I ate one bad meal, I would gain 5 pounds, and it was ridiculous on how, like, what I had to do in order to cut weight. Could it be done? Yeah, I've done it, but it was impractical, and I can tell you it wasn't sustainable, at least for me. And so when you're talking to people about it, there will be some people out there, I'm not going to lie, that will not have a good reaction to it. It's like, oh, like, oh, you were really big and you had to do this. Like, well, first of all, I didn't just decide to do it because it was the easiest thing to do. No one has surgery because it's the easiest thing to do. Obviously, if we could lose weight by just eating less and exercising a little bit more, that would have been easy. But sometimes that's not enough. Like, a lot of us have biological issues, like their metabolism is not very good. I see small people who out-ate me even at my largest and would never gain a pound. And then I eat, a quesadilla and I gain weight. Quesadillas are not the most healthy thing in the world, but I mean, like, come on, like, I didn't even drink beer towards the end of this thing. And by the way, I haven't had beer, any carbonated drinks, anything really with a lot of sugar since my surgery. So no sodas or anything. Carbonated drinks, I mean, there's been some mix of stuff that would occasionally sneak by, but nothing like profoundly carbonated that I've been drinking. So I'm maintaining what my diet and my recommendations have been. But going back to dating, the whole thing is if you're in the single boat, just kind of be careful when you're navigating this, but don't lie. Own it. If someone's really in it for you, they're not gonna judge you harshly for it. Number two, if you are in a situation where you were not in the best relationship to begin with, and now you're in the situation where, like, oh my gosh, I'm now getting a lot more attention from other people who possibly could treat me better than my current partner. I'm not saying stay or go. First of all, that's not my decision. That is 100% your decision. But what I am saying is take everything in before you get swayed by all this newfound attention. Okay? If a person is going to stick through you through thick and thin, that says a lot to me. Personally, that to me says a lot. So if they're willing to be with you at your thickest, they deserve to be with you at your thinnest, as long as they're treating you with respect and the way you want to be treated. If it's something different than that, that's on you. If it's a bad situation to begin with, that's on you. I personally, I wouldn't stay in a relationship that's not healthy. Okay, I'll just say it like that. But for those of you in a relationship, kudos for you. Those of you maintaining your relationships, kudos for you as well. Because honestly, you're in a situation where a lot of us would like to be. A lot of us would like to be married. A lot of us would like to have families and things like that. They just haven't had the ideal partners or the options for partners that really would want to, lock into place to have that and, that long-term longevity that we're looking for. So I'm lucky. I found a girl that really strikes me, and I'm so ecstatic for that. But tell me down below in the comments if you have, how your dating situations have been, and if you've found any success or have had like bad dates or good dates. I'd love to hear these stories and kind of reflect on them and make another follow-up video about it. One popular question that I do get, assuming that I was still going to be single, was that would you ever date somebody who had bariatric surgery? Now, my opinion on this is going to be different than some of the other YouTubers. I know that there's one bariatric surgery YouTuber that who's female, who's avidly against dating anybody who's had bariatric surgery. And for me, I would be open to it, because I mean, it's where am I? Who am I to judge, right? Why would I hold that against somebody if it's something that I myself did? Okay, that seems ludicrous to me. So that's just my opinion. I know that's not everybody's opinion or what a lot of people would do, but to me, I can't fault anybody for doing something that I have already done. Okay. With that being said, it does bring up some questions about the possible children that her and I might have in this hypothetical situation. Would they be like super fat? And we'd have to address that as it comes. But the idea here is that I think we're all people. I think we all deserve what the consideration of effort. What is let me put it this way. I always said this, regardless, this has nothing to do with weight, but I've always had this kind of mental philosophy. Let's just say that you're really into camping, okay? And sure, is it easy to find somebody out there, or would it be more convenient to find somebody like, yeah, I love to go camping too. Camping's my thing. I really love to go camping. Well, that's just really convenient. So good for you for finding that person. But what is worth more? A person that already loves camping, or a person that is not the biggest fan of camping, but is willing to do it because they care about you and they know that you love it? What stands out to be more compassionate? I would make the argument that the latter, the person who is probably not the biggest fan of camping, but still doing it because you love it, is probably a better catch, because they're willing to work outside of what their comfort level is to make you happy and to adjust to you and to compromise to you, rather than just having somebody go, oh yeah, I like that too, cool, I'm down with that. But as soon as something goes awry or something's not in the same wheelhouse as what they're thinking, then you might have some conflicts. So that's just my food for thought for the day. So there's that. This is just, some stuff I'm throwing out you guys for dating. But once again, if you do have any dating experience post-bariatric surgery, post them down below. And I want to also thank you guys so much for watching. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. It really helps me out. Not necessarily with money or anything like that, but it helps grow the channel. I really want to just grow the channel as much as I can. And help as many people as I can with whatever information that I can provide to you all. And last and surely not least, if you are interested in bariatric surgery and don't have insurance or don't want to wait the 6 months, you can always go through Mexico Bariatric Center. I have a partnership with them, MexicoBariatricCenter.com/thatbsguy. Link is down below if you have any questions, along with my review video of them as well. So once again, thanks a lot everybody for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.